We are almost at the end of this module. It was a module where we were looking at advanced data types of Python, and we looked at the list data type and some of the different methods of the list data type. Today we are going to look at another very important data type in Python, the dictionary data type. A dictionary is a data type in Python which stores data in the form of key value pairs. So it's a collection of key value pairs elements which are unordered. They can be changed, but they are not duplicated. So what do we mean by the key value pairs? It means that each element within the dictionary has a key, and each key is associated to a value, and the elements within a dictionary are enclosed in curly brackets, as opposed to when we're looking at the list, in which the elements are enclosed in square brackets. So I'm going to move now to my Jupyter notebook and show you how useful the dictionary is in your data science journey. And we are going to see some of the different operations, some of the different methods that can be carried out within the dictionary. The dictionary data type of Python in a real life situation. Um, we said a dictionary is a data type in which the data is stored in the form of key value pairs. Um, in this situation, we are going to start by defining a dictionary. Let's say our dictionary name is employee, and we are going to store it in a variable called y. So y is our employee dictionary, and this dictionary consists of key value pairs. Here the name is the key, and this is its value. Age is the key, and this is its value. Gender is the key, and this is its value. The telephone number is the key, and this is its value. So if you run this, you'll see that this is our dictionary, which has the keys and the values. There are moments when we want to access just the keys of our dictionary. We can do this by using the keys function. We will say the employee, the keys, and if we do this, if we run the program, we can see that the keys of this dictionary are the name, the age, the gender, and the telephone number. We can also just check just the values of our dictionary. This can also be done by, let's say, it will be the employee that employee the values employee the values. So if you run that, so you'll see that the values of this dictionary are you have blessing, and the age, the gender, and the telephone number. So these are the values of our dictionary. Remember, we said a dictionary consists of key value pairs. So this is the key, and this is its value. So we've been able to access just the keys of our dictionary and also just the values of our dictionary. Now, it is also possible for us to access an item or an element from a dictionary using just the key of that dictionary. For instance, let's say we have this employee dictionary, and we want to know the name of our employee. So it will be this, and if you run this program, you'll see that the name of our employee, this is the name of our employee. And if you want to check like the age of our employee, just the age of our employee, you can do that like this, and you see that the age of our employee is this. You can also just assess the gender of our employee using just the key. If you do that, you see that the gender of our employee is this. You can do it for any of the keys in our dictionary. Let's say we want to do this for the telephone number of our employee. If we do that, so we are able to access the telephone number of our employee. We're going to look at how we can change a dictionary elements. That's how we can change the elements within a dictionary. In the first case, we will look at how we can change all the values from a dictionary using just the keys, or how we can change just specific values from a dictionary using just the keys as well. And we are also going to look at how you can add an element to a dictionary. So in the first case, let's say that our previous employee has left, a new one has arrived, and we need to update our dictionary with information or with data from our current or from our newly arrived employee. So we can do this by modifying the values of the key. So it will be let's say the employee, and the employee, let's say the name of our new employee is let's say it's Jessica, and the age of our new employee is age of our new employee, let's say 28. And the gender of our new employee is let's say she's also female, and let's say the telephone number of our new employee is that. So if we print the dictionary now, we will see that we have different values for our new employee. So previously the former employee had the name of the former employee was this, and the age was this, the gender was this, and the telephone number was this. So now we have a new employee in which we have different values, different data. The name is different, the age is different, and the gender seems to be the same, and the telephone number is different. So we've been able to update our dictionary using just the keys to be able to have information of our new employee. Now this was a situation where we're able to change all the values of the employee, but there are moments where probably our previous employee has been there with us for a while, and his or her data might have been updated or might have changed, and we just need to update it from the system. In that case, we can do this. Let's say we just want to change the age and the telephone number of our employee, not necessarily a new employee who arrived and we have to change all the information. So we can do this by, let's say we have the employee and the age. The employee has been with us for a while and now the age is different. Let's say previously the employee was 24 and now it's 27, or 26, and the telephone number of our employee might have changed, so we need to update that information as well. So let's say this is the new telephone number of our employee. So if we run the program after updating this information, you see that our dictionary now has different values. The name is the same, the age maybe is 2 years since our employee had been with us. Now she's 26. The gender is the same, it won't change, and the telephone number might have changed. So we have new values for our employee. Now there are moments when we want to add elements to our dictionary. Let's say that okay, we want to add like the address of our employee to the dictionary. We can do this by okay, that will be employee, and we want to add the address. Remember, that will be a different element. So remember we said in a dictionary an element consists of key value pairs, so we are going to include all this information so that we have an element which will be the address consisting of a key value pair, which will be let's say this is the address, that will be the key, and so the values of the value for this key can be let's say the address is PO box something like that. Okay, if you now run this this dictionary, you'll see that, so if we run this dictionary, we'll see that the employee now has it addressed, now has his or her address added to our dictionary. So that's how we can do it. So if we need to add maybe other elements to our dictionary, we just need to use the variable, we include the key and the value, it will be automatically added to our dictionary, just as we've seen in this case. Section, we are going to look at how we can add another element to our dictionary, but in this case we'll be trying to add an element to a dictionary in which has more than one value using just the key of the dictionary. So let's say for instance we want to add like the maybe like the hobbies of our employee to our database. Let's say the employee loves singing and maybe volleyball, and if we now check this dictionary, you will see that the hobbies of our dictionary, the hobbies of our employee have now been added to the dictionary. Now let's look at something very important. Let's look at a situation where we can remove an element from a dictionary. Probably we have a dictionary with its key value pairs and we do not want a particular element, a particular pair from that dictionary, and we want to take it out. We can do that using a function called pop, or a method called pop. We use the pop method when we were looking at the list data type. If you haven't gone through that, there are links to those lectures. Below this lecture. So we are trying to remove an element from our dictionary. So how can we do this? We can do this by, we'll say, the variable and the pop methods, and what we'll use the key. What element, or what element do we want to remove from this dictionary? We want to remove, let's say we want to remove like the gender. We will use the key to do that. So it will be pop and the gender, which is the element we want to remove from the dictionary. So if you now run the program, you will see that we have a new dictionary without the gender. We can also iterate through a dictionary. Using the for loop, and this is how we can do it. We will say for key in y is the employee. We print the keys, and we can also print we can print the values as well. So in that case, it will be the employee, and the keys. So if you run that, if we iterate through that dictionary, let's say the keys is not defined. It's supposed to be key, not keys. So if you run that, you see that we have clean data here, in which we have a name, and the name has been given, the age has been given, the gender has been given, and the telephone number. So that's how you iterate through a dictionary using the for loop. Let's see how we can use the tuple data type in Python. How the tuple data type is used in Python. We said a tuple is an immutable data type. It means once the items within the tuple have been defined, we cannot add or remove items from that tuple. So we start by defining a tuple. We say length, and length is stored in a variable x, and x is the length of maybe some products that we measured. And we can see here that this tuple, the tuple is defined using normal parentheses, as opposed to a list, which is defined using square brackets. So elements within a list are enclosed in square brackets, while in a tuple is the elements are enclosed in normal parentheses. Yes. So and we also said that there are only two methods that we can use for the tuple, and we said it was the count, let's say count method, and how can we use the count methods? It's similar to how we saw it. It's similar to what we were doing with the list. It's the variable and the count, and you want to determine the number of times that specific items occur within the tuple. So if you run that, you see that 5, which is an element within this tuple, occurs once. We can also reference the different elements within the tuple. In that case, we're going to use indexing. so we can index within a tuple. And how can we do that? So it's the variable dot index, and what item within the tuple are we trying to index? Let's index 21. And if you run that, you see that 21 is at the 7th position within our tuple. If you recall, when we were studying, or when we're doing when we're looking at the list data type, we said indexing was a very important component, and we said indexing begins from 0. So here 5 is at position 0, 10 is at position 1, 14 is at position 2, right up to 21, which is at position 7th. That's why when we index 21 here, we have 7 here. So that's how those are the basic fundamental things you should know about the tuple. The tuple is not a data type that is commonly used, but it can be very handy when you're writing your programs at some point, because one advantage of the tuple is that it has write protection for its values. So once they've been defined, it's not very easy to 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 change them.